Hare Krishna, please join me with folded hands for the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 6, entitled Purusha Sukta Confirmed, and we will continue our reading from text 40. Text 40 and 41 are combined. Vishuddham kevalam jnanam pratyak samya gavasthitam satyam purna manadhyantam Nirgunam Nityamadhyavam Rishe Vidanti Munayaha Prashantatmendriyayashayaha Yada Tadeva Sattar Kaistirodhiyet Viplutam. Translation: The personality of Godhead is pure, being free from all contaminations of material tinges. He is the absolute truth and the embodiment of full and perfect knowledge. He is all-pervading, without beginning or end, and without rival. O Narada, O great sage, the great thinkers can know him when completely freed from all material hankerings and when sheltered under undisturbed conditions of the senses. Otherwise, by untenable arguments, all is distorted and the Lord disappears from our sight. Purport: Here is an estimation of the Lord apart from his transcendental activities in the temporary material creations. Mayavad philosophy tries to designate the Lord as contaminated by a material body when he accepts forms of incarnation. This sort of interpolation is completely denied herein by the explanation that the Lord's position is pure and unalloyed in all circumstances. According to Mayavada philosophy, the spirit soul, when covered by nescience, is designated as Jiva, but when freed from such ignorance or nescience, he merges in the impersonal existence of the absolute truth. But here it is said that the Lord is eternally the symbol of full and perfect knowledge. This is his speciality, perpetual freedom from all material contaminations. This distinguishes the Lord from the individual common living entities who have the aptitude for being subordinated by nescience and thus becoming materially designated. In the Vedas it is said that the Lord is Vijnanam Anandam, full of bliss and knowledge. The conditioned souls are never to be compared to him because such individual souls have the tendency to become contaminated. Although after liberation, the living entity can become one with the same quality of existence as the Lord, his very tendency to become contaminated, which the Lord never has, makes the individual living entity different from the Lord. In the Vedas it is said, Shuddham Apapa Vidham. The individual Atma becomes polluted by sin, but the Lord is never contaminated by sins. The Lord is compared to the powerful sun. The sun is never contaminated by anything infectious because it is so powerful. On the contrary, infected things are sterilized by the rays of the sun. Similarly, the Lord is never contaminated by sins. On the contrary, the sinful living entities become sterilized by contact with the Lord. This means that the Lord is also all-pervading like the sun, and as such the word pratyak is used in this verse. Nothing is excluded from the existence of the Lord's potential expansions. The Lord is within everything and he is all-covering also without being disturbed by the activities of the individual souls. He is therefore infinite and the living entities are infinitesimal. In the Vedas it is said that only the Lord alone exists and all others' existences depend upon him. He is the generating reservoir for everyone's existential capacity. He is the supreme truth of all other categorical truths. He is the source of everyone's opulence, and therefore no one can equal him in opulence. Being full of all opulences, namely wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, certainly he is the supreme person. And because he is a person, he has many personal qualities, although he is transcendental to the material modes. We have already discussed the statement Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi in Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, chapter 7, verse 10. His transcendental qualities are so attractive that even the liberated souls or Atmaramas are also attracted by them. Although possessed by all personal qualities, he is nevertheless omnipotent. Therefore, personally he has nothing to do, for everything is being carried out by his omnipotent energies. This is confirmed by the Vedic mantras Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. This suggests his specific spiritual form which can never be experienced by the material senses. He can be seen only when the senses are purified by devotional service. Yam evaisha vrinute tena labhyaha. As such, there are basic differences between the Lord and the living entities in so many respects. No one can be compared to the Lord, as the Vedas declare, Ekam eva dvitiyam brahma dvaitad vai bhayam bhavati. The Lord has no competitor, and he has nothing to fear from any other being, nor can anyone be equal to him. Although he is the root of all other beings, there are basic differences between him and other beings. Otherwise, there would have been no necessity for the statement in the previous verse that no one can know him 100% as he is. Na yam vidanti tatvena. That no one can fully understand him is explained also in this verse, but the qualification for understanding to some degree is mentioned here. Only the prashantas or the unalloyed devotees of the Lord can know him to a greater extent. The reason is that the devotees have no demands in their lives but to be obedient servants of the Lord, while all others, namely the empiric philosophers, the mystics and the fruitive workers, all basically have some demand, and as such they cannot be pacified. The fruitive worker wants reward for his work, the mystic wants some perfection of life, and the empiric philosopher wants to merge in the existence of the Lord. Somehow or other, as long as there is a demand for sense satisfaction, there is no chance for pacification. On the contrary, by unnecessary dry speculative arguments, the whole matter becomes distorted, and thus the Lord moves still further away from our understanding. The dry speculators, however, because of their following the principles of austerity and penance, can have knowledge of the impersonal features of the Lord to some extent, but there is no chance of their understanding his ultimate form as Govinda, because only the Amalat Manas or the completely sinless persons can accept pure devotional service to the Lord, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 28. Yesham tva anta gatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridha vrataha. Text 42. Adhyovataraha purushaha parasyaha kalaha swabhavaha sada sanmanascha dravyam vikaro guna indriyani virat swarat sthasnu charishnu bhumnaha. Translation. Karnar Navashai Vishnu. Karna Navashai Vishnu is the first incarnation of the Supreme Lord. And he is a master of eternal time, space, cause and effects, mind, the elements, the material ego, the modes of nature, the senses, the universal form of the Lord, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and the sum total of all living beings, both moving and unmoving. Purport. That the material creation is not permanent has been discussed many times herein before. The material creation is but a temporary exhibition of the material energy of the Almighty Lord. This material manifestation is necessary to give a chance to the conditioned souls who are unwilling to associate with the Lord in the relationship of loving transcendental service. Such unwilling conditioned souls are not allowed to enter into the liberated life of spiritual existence because at heart they are not willing to serve. Instead, they want to enjoy themselves as imitation gods. The living entities are constitutionally eternal servitors of the Lord, but some of them, because of misusing their independence, do not wish to serve. Therefore, they are allowed to enjoy the material nature, which is called Maya or illusion. It is called illusion because the living beings under the clutches of Maya are not factually enjoyers, although they think that they are, being illusioned by Maya. Such illusioned living beings, living entities, are given a chance at intervals to rectify their perverted mentality of becoming false masters of the material nature, and they are imparted lessons from the Vedas about their eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Vedaishcha sarvair aham eva vedyaha. So the temporary creation of the material manifestation is an exhibition of the material energy of the Lord, and to manage the whole show, the Supreme Lord incarnates himself as the Karnar Navashayi Vishnu, just as a magistrate is deputed by the government to manage affairs temporarily. This Karnodakshai Vishnu causes the manifestation of material creation by looking over his material energy. Sa Aikshata. In the first volume of this book, we have already discussed to some extent the explanation of the verse Jagrehe Paurusham Rupam. The duration of the illusory play of material creation is called a kalpa, and we have already discussed the creations taking place in kalpa after kalpa. By his incarnation and potential activities, the complete ingredients of creation, namely time, space, cause, result, mind, the gross and subtle elements and their interactional mode of nature, goodness, passion and ignorance, and then the senses of their reservoir source, the gigantic universal form as the second incarnation, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and all living beings, both moving and standing, which come out of the second incarnation. All become manifested. Ultimately, all these creative elements and the creation itself are but potential manifestations of the Supreme Lord. Nothing is independent of the Lord or of the control of the Supreme Being. This first incarnation in the material creation, namely Karnara Navashai Vishnu, is the plenary part of the original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, described in the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 48 as follows. Yasyaika nishvasita kalam athavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagad anda natha Vishnur mahan sa iha yasya kala vishesho govindam adi purusham tam aham bhajami. All the innumerable universes are maintained only during the breathing period of Mahavishnu or Karnar Navashai Vishnu, who is only a plenary part of Govinda, the original personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. So the next one happens to be a really big verse where, texts 43 to 45 are combined, so it's going to be a big reading. So I'm going to conclude our second reading for the day here. I wish you all a very happy, auspicious and conscious day ahead. I'll see you all again tomorrow. Till then, stay happy, stay conscious. Hare Krishna.